Puksta family. I hope you all are having a good dinner so far. I miss you all very much, but I'm happy to be here in Buenos Aires and learning a lot. I'm excited to come home next semester and rejoin the group again. What I've been working on for my Puksta project this past year has been at the community gardens at the Murphy Alice Center for Hope. For those of you who aren't familiar with that center, it's a homeless shelter here in Fort Collins. It's a day shelter that serves men, women, children, families throughout our Fort Collins community who are experiencing homelessness. And I've actually had the opportunity over the past 6 months to be working at their new community gardens. So this is a really great opportunity for my Puksta project because I'm able to combine my passions for working with people who are experiencing homelessness, some people who are experiencing issues with mental health, as well as looking at issues of sustainability, environmental justice, and access to organic and nutrient-dense food for all people. And then the last kind of big thing that is involved in my Puksta project is empowerment, which is really exciting for me. So this past couple months I've been working as the garden manager, and that includes such thing as getting the community involved, whether that's guests at the Murphy Center or people in the community to help work in the gardens, as well as coordinating donations of the food that we're growing. So some of the accomplishments that I'd like to highlight over the past summer is that this is actually our first growing season, which is awesome, and it went off to, I think, a pretty good start. Every week we had garden time on Wednesday mornings, and we had at least 1 to 2 volunteers that were guests at the Murphy Center that came and helped weed or water or harvest the different fruits and vegetables that we were growing. And as of the end of August, before I left, we had recorded 45 pounds worth of organic fruits and vegetables that we had grown and were able to harvest and either give to guests at the Murphy Center or take to the food bank of Larimer County, which is really, really awesome. We also had, while we were in Nicaragua, a garden blessing, so it's kind of an opening for the community to come and see the garden, as well as an opportunity for Sister Murphy Alice to come and bless the gardens, which is really awesome. And we had some great community engagement, not only from the Sister Murphy Alice staff and faculty, the guests who come there, but also different volunteers from the community, such as church groups and individuals that wanted to come and volunteer, which is really exciting. So as I'm looking forward to next semester when I come back, there are 3 main things that I want to continue to develop within my Puksta project. The first one being more active community engagement. I think the big thing that I want is for the guests to be more involved in the community gardens. A lot of them were involved in the planning stage of the gardens, but when it came time to do more of the manual labor, it was difficult for a lot of folks to be engaged because of different issues related to ability. And also, sometimes that's the last thing you want to do is manual labor when you've got 20 other things on your plate. So I'd like to find a way to more actively engage the community of guests at the Murphy Center, as well as our Fort Collins and CSU community, whether that's volunteering or doing other things to help improve the garden. The second thing that I wanted to do with my Puksta project in the next year is to work on getting some classes or workshops for the guests at the Murphy Center. So that includes cooking, how to have a balanced diet on a budget, and work in the fruits and veggies that we have at the garden, as well as food that's offered at the food bank. Maybe a class on composting and creating your own gardens as something to look forward to as people transition into more permanent housing. And so different things like that, and I think that would be a really great opportunity for our CSU and Fort Collins community to get involved in. We can find experts on different things within that can come and teach a class once a week or one-time thing. I think that could be a really, really awesome opportunity to engage with our community. And then the last thing that's it's a very big dream part of my project is to get the Fort Collins city government involved. One one kind of like highlight that I've found over the past year of working in the garden, or the past couple months working in the gardens, is talking with folks in their community who are experiencing homelessness, who have tried to go and advocate for themselves or their friends about the issue of homelessness in Fort Collins, and have completely been ignored or just like not treated like real humans, which is really, really sad that it's happening in our community and we don't know about it. So I think it'd be really, really awesome if one week we could have like a tour with some of the members of like city government, or they could come and like volunteer in the gardens or something like that, and be able to engage one-on-one with guests at the Murphy Center in order to hear like the real story, really hear what's happening instead of just following and believing all of those myths that have to do with homelessness. And I think that would just be a really great opportunity for people at the Murphy Center to be empowered, because not only is working in the community gardens an empowering experience, but also being able to advocate for the issue of homelessness and for yourself could be a really, really empowering experience. So, if you all have any questions for me about what I've been working on or have any suggestions, please throw those my way. Kate or the other Puksta members have my email, and I would love to hear from you all, even if it's not about my project. So hopefully you have a good dinner, and I miss you all lots.